Hi guys, my name is Julia and I'm the author of Being Single is Not a Disease. It is a spiritual cure for intimacy, parenting, and the I'm not getting any younger syndrome. So I wanted to make a YouTube video just to talk to you guys about something that always comes up when I'm out and about, and that is online dating and the red flags and what you should look for. So there's always this dread about online dating and should I or shouldn't I or what's going on. Let's face it guys, it's the 21st century. People do date online. So I met my husband on an online dating site, very popular site that I'm not going to say the name of because it might sound corny like I'm doing a commercial for them. But there are some things to consider whenever you're going to do online dating. There's a lot of red flags that you should look at. There's do's and don'ts. There's things to consider. But anyway, so I think obviously that there's some good stuff that can come out of online dating, and meeting a man and the man of your dreams is one of those things. With that said, I want to give you guys some feedback on some of my experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly, of what I experienced when I was doing my online dating. Okay, so what are some of the things to look for when you're online dating? Number one, for beyond anything, you want to be safe. Make sure you stay safe. You know, this is just common sense stuff. Don't go giving some guy your address or some girl your address and then they show up in your house in the middle of the night. You know, you don't need that drama in your life, trust me. And if you're a single mom, you have kids, you don't need some crazy creep, you know, no one lived. So just be safe, be very guarded even with your phone number, because, you know, if you're like me, you can do a couple of clicks and go online and figure out where the person lives. So I made that mistake. You know, you meet a guy online and you talk to them and you're like, they seem so nice and sweet and charming, and then you're like, okay, I'll meet with you. You meet them, they seem great the first time, and then the cray-cray come out. You know, they start stalking you and calling you, and one guy had to reverse it. I'll make a video to show you guys how to reverse it. If somebody gets crazy with you, you go crazier with them, and that'll run them off and make them leave you alone. But yeah, so one guy, he thought he was going to stalk me, so I turned it around. I started stalking him, and he left me alone. Another subject for another day. But anyway, one of the main things you want to look for, though, on all seriousness, we already know to be safe and, you know, guard your phone number. When you're looking up through profiles, and guys are talking about their height and how tall they are, that's one of the things that guys will lie about. 9 times out of 10, if a guy tells you they're 6'1" or 6 foot, they're usually 5'9". If they say they're 5'9", they're probably 5'7". If they say they're 5'7", they're probably 5'4". So as a rule, guys are always lying about their height. I don't know what it is, but they do. I've never had a situation where a guy did not lie about their height. So on the profile, every time I saw 6 foot tall, I said this guy is probably between 5'9" and 5'11". Some of you probably have experienced the same thing. The third thing is, don't wait too long to meet the guy. Beware of long distance relationships. When you start talking to this guy and you're in Atlanta, he's in California, or somewhere where you cannot meet him right away within, I would say, a 2-week span, you're asking for trouble, and you're probably going to be a victim of catfish. You don't know what he's got going on in that other state. So just as a rule, I would say try to pick guys that are within a 50-mile radius of yourself so that you can meet them right away. If not, you're going to start talking to the guy, and sometimes you can talk to them, you have great chemistry online, and then as soon as you meet them in person, they don't look like or act like or talk like, or the chemistry is not like it was on the phone. So it's best to meet them as soon as possible. just to avoid any unnecessary drama or heartache. You guys have to remember, guys can act like they're anything online. They can assume an identity, okay? They can be whatever they want to be. Online can sometimes go into a fantasy world where they become, you know, they build up a lot of things like, I'm the greatest of this and that, okay? So that leads me to my number 4 thing is ask questions. And questions and even more questions. You need to interview this person. Where are you from? What do you like? What do you dislike? What was your childhood like? How's your relationship with your parents? Do you have any kids? How many kids? Oh, so you were married before. How's your relationship with your ex? Do y'all get along? How often do you see each other? Do you still have feelings for her? You know, that line of questioning. Guys will lie. L-I-E, capital letters, bold. Okay, they will lie.
Go in your room and sit down.
Okay, so me.
I asked you nicely the first time.
Guys will lie about things that are not necessary to lie about. They will tell you, oh, I'm not still in love with my ex. And the only way you're going to really know some of the things are a lie, you have to spend time with the guy. You have to be around them. You have to get to know them, and then things will be revealed. But you still want to ask the questions so that you'll know it was a lie because you know you've asked them and then the truth came out. So one of the things that a guy will lie to you about is what type of woman do you want? They're, it doesn't matter to me, but in reality, they have a fantasy in their mind, like, I want a woman who's like, 5'5", she has to be like 120 pounds, and they really don't want a woman that has a little extra weight on them, but they'll tell you, oh yeah, I don't mind having a woman with a little extra weight, and then you get involved with them, and then they have a Roman eye because they're looking at whatever. Okay, so what I always would tell guys when I was dating is, don't settle for me thinking that you're going to change me. If you see something about me that you don't like and you can't live with, don't think you're going to change me later. Go ahead, find yourself the perfect woman. And that way I won't be unhappy, you won't be unhappy. Because I'm not going to settle, you shouldn't settle. So if you like tall redheads, or you like whatever you like, then go for it. Hold out. Wait for that perfect woman to come. But don't think you're going to get with me and change me, because it ain't happening. Secondly, on that topic, before I go to the next one, I just want to also say that you as a woman should know what you want and then stick to it. Don't deviate. Sometimes people tell you, oh, your standards are too high. Well, maybe not. If you have realistic standards, like you don't want a guy who is unemployed, or you don't want a guy with kids, or whatever your standards are, as long as they're realistic, then you should stick by that. We'll get into that later, because I'll make another video with dating on God's purpose, dating according to purpose, and then that'll cover some of those, what you need and what you want in your life. If a guy has no profile pic, you're probably going to be a victim of catfish. Guys that have no profile pic, they've got something to hide. That joker is probably married or something, or he looks like Freddy Krueger's twin brother. Run. Don't go for it. They'll tell you, oh, well, I work with the FBI, or I'm a police officer, or I have a certain type of job, and I'll send you private pics to your email. No thank you. No thank you. Even if you look like somebody fine, Amari Hardrick, Denzel Washington, I don't want you. Because if you don't have a profile pickup, you probably got something to hide. So, that was it for me for right now. If this video was helpful, please leave a big thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave a big thumbs down. But please leave a comment. I want to know your worst dating experience, your worst online dating experience. Until next time, Julia Banks, author of Being Single is Not a Disease, signing off.